Okay, more guns and gear from SHOT Show in Vegas.
Oh my gosh. I am not nearly as depleted or hungover as I look in that intro, but hey, it's a fitting intro for SHOT Show, the last day of SHOT Show 2025.
Yeah.
We are brought to you by Palmetto State Armory. Palmetto State Armory sells just about everything you need, including guns, and they have some really great prices. Hunter, Jared Hunter, everybody calls him Hunter.
Yep.
So Hunter's with me from Wheeler Tools, and you guys came out with some really cool, innovative things. I'm going to let you just talk about it, and then I'm just tell us what we got,
Okay.
because it's cool.
Yeah, let's start off right over here with you. This is our professional digital scope level and bore sighter.
You got it right.
Yeah.
You got your notes in front of you.
No, I don't.
Oh my God, this is such a long name. He's like, oh God, I want to make sure I get it right. It's written right here.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So you got that, and what else do we have?
Oh, we have the new Fat Wrench Autotorque.
Listen, I'm not sure what's going on with Jared this morning, but he's been on TV. He's been with us before. He's as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs for some reason here. I mean, and you know my cats don't even have tails. They're bobtail cats. But you have got to relax, man. We're going to have some fun.
This is last day. Yeah, I'm running on fumes here.
I know we all are. So we got this, and then we got the Torque.
Yeah.
So say this one again, and then let's talk about this one first.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
this is my exciting one.
Yeah. This is our new Fat Wrench Autotorque, and it's our basically it's a fat wrench with a digital readout.
It's automatic.
And a power drill. Yeah.
So it's got lights on the front, which is cool. So when you press it, is it charged up at all?
Oh, it is, yeah.
Okay, good. So, yeah, we got lights. So when you press the button, what I thought was cool is that the battery is detachable. You don't need a charger for it, but it's a USB-C that you can plug into one of your cords, leave it sit on your bench. You can leave it plugged into the tool and charge it, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you could leave this whole thing just plugged in on your bench, and I got a chance to use it. We're going to have a short video, but we'll show the video, and then you could tell me all the things that I did wrong, because you guys sent us this stuff, and I'm not a technology guy. Okay,
we know that.
Oh yeah, okay. So we've got the Wheeler Fat Wrench Autotorque. I think it's really cool. Now, when you tighten something on that, I got to ask this question. This is just the one question because I don't want to reveal everything. So when you tighten something with that, you can watch the torque go up.
Yeah.
So do you have to set the torque, or can I just sometimes use it and watch the torque and say, that's about enough for me? Because if I don't know a torque setting.
Yeah, no, you're going to want to set the torque on the back of
so that
device.
It breaks.
And to have the most accurate torque.
Okay, we'll talk about what I mean by when it breaks. I don't mean it's going to break. I mean that the torque wrench itself. So we got the professional digital scope level and bore sighter, which to me looks just like something that Darth Vader flew around in on Star Wars. Am I right?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
What do they call those things in Star Wars?
TIE fighters.
TIE fighters.
TIE fighters.
That's right.
So this is very cool. I love it. I wish it was opened up enough to stick it on the end of there.
So that'll actually open up an inch and a half.
Okay. Let's just watch the video, because honestly, the video is going to tell the story, and then you can correct me.
Right.
Awesome.
We'll see how well you did.
Roll that beautiful Wheeler footage. All right, guys. Thanks. This is some really cool stuff that you guys are putting out. I'm loving it. Anything to make mounting scopes and bore sighting easier, and tools are always cool because guys like tools. I've already taken the liberty of mounting up the scope bore sighter, and this is a really cool package. I know that you guys want to show this a little more detailed, so I mounted it up. It's a magnet. It clamps to the barrel. I've got my digital level here. I'm going to turn that on. What I did was I got the gun into the vise. Now this is the tipped-in vise, and it can cant and move around with this little knob on the side. So I've already got this zeroed. The gun itself is level. The action is level. So then you come over here and you put this on, and it fits just in the right spot. It's magnetized, and I've got the gun already level. But to change that, I would just adjust this, and you can see, I don't know if Michael, can you catch that on there at all changing? I'm trying to, I got that level. All right, maybe a hair that way. Looks good. So what I can do is I can take this off. I turn on the laser bore sighter. So ultimately what I would do is I would have this wall way far away as I could put it, because those crosshairs are going to grow the further away it is. This is just so you guys can see it. So then I've already got my scope set up in my rings. I could take my scope. If I loosen up these nuts just a touch, there we go. It's on. I'll set these rings forward in the mount. The scope is loose in the rings. If this crosshairs were further across the room, I would just look through the scope and I would level the scope to the crosshairs, because I've leveled the crosshairs using this dial. So I can confirm that and bring it back to here. I'm still in my 0. It's just a tiny, it's like 0.2 degrees. You know, we're splitting hairs at this point. But I'm at my 0. I would come up here. I'd take some of my tools from my F.A.T wrench Autotorque, and I would get these rings exactly where I want them. I would look through the scope. I'd verify it against the wall. It looks good to me. First and foremost, I got to torque down these bases. So the rings on the bases on this one are 45 inch-pounds. The Autotorque is electronic. It's already set for 45. So I can put these rings forward into the pick rail. And you can feel, it's funny, because when you torque that down, you can feel the wrench give way. It hits 45 and it lets you know that you're there. 45 inch-pounds. Now what I would do is I would tighten down my scope caps incrementally. I would reset this for 18 inch-pounds, because that's where those are supposed to be. And then I would just tighten those down. So Wheeler Tools, every year, something new, something innovative. If you're a tool kind of guy, definitely the F.A.T wrench for me. And I could see taking this thing and mounting scopes so much easier. Even comes with a reflective target, so I can put this down range, and I can get a bore sight now too. Green laser, easy to see. This is going to make things so much easier. I know Kevin's going to love it because he's struggling with scopes all the time. Back to you guys. That was so nice of me to pass it back off to me.
Yeah.
So how much did I do correctly and how much did I do wrong?
Well, you got it right where I think it's going to be so easy that even KJ can mount a scope.
Well, yes. KJ is not the sharpest knife in the drawer when it comes to mounting scopes. But honestly, I'm kidding. He does such a great job. But this is going to make our job so much easier. So the digital level, this is the question I have. I mean, it's like I said, we're splitting hairs. What are we talking about there?
Well, so one thing that you did on there, one thing that we have that's really time-saving on it, so when you put your gun in the vise, you can have up to 3 degrees cant either way. So you can just get it close. So, you know, when you're, you know, traditionally you'll put the gun in the vise and you're trying to, like, get it just perfect every time, and you may bump it and you have to start over, whatever, with the bubbles.
No, I have the tipped-in vise. I use the tipped-in vise. I loosen up, I make it perfect, and I'm done.
Well, the first time you tighten it in, if you're within 3 degrees cant, what you're going to do, you're going to put this on the pick rail like that, and then you're going to hit the 0 button, and you're going to tear this. You're going to take this to 0 with the cant.
So the rifle doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
Okay. So I can, even if it's crooked, I can make everything straight crooked.
Right. Because then once you 0 it out on the rifle, and like you said, you're transferring
this is
up
magnetized because it stays right there.
Yeah, and we have that groove, so it really locks in right there.
Good. And then this is how we're changing that cant. We're just rolling this thing around and it goes.
Yeah.
This actually slides
rocks.
around.
Yeah, it rocks.
It's so cool. Now how far do you recommend putting those crosshairs on the wall? Because I would think as far as I could get it would be good, but there's got to be a limit, right?
Yeah, I mean, because you talked like, in the video too, the farther you go out, the wider it gets, but also the lines too. So we want it to be where you can do it in your garage or in your house.
Okay.
Where you're able to get a distance there, 30 foot, something like that.
But then when I'm bore sighting, the farther the better.
Yeah, but you can still do a bore sight in your house if you have enough adjustment down, to really dial in your windage at least to get it in.
Yeah, well, you can definitely get it straight in your house. You don't have to so much worry about your stadia line because that's going to be mechanical offset with the rifle and all. So yeah, I would think if I could do it out in my backyard or something, do 50 yards and get something on, I'm on paper. I'm really good.
Yeah,
I'm definitely on paper. So I did a lot of things right.
Pretty good, yeah. There's a couple things I can explain a little bit more.
Yes, please.
So, on the back we have this magnet.
Yeah.
They'll attach.
Now, how does it self-centering?
So, yeah. So what one of the features of that? So maybe you have a muzzle device that's not magnetic. Now with the old systems, you'd have to take it off and then put it directly on there. Well, this you just would rock on there, and if you don't have a magnetic muzzle device, that's fine. You're just going to sit here and you're going to tighten it down. And you'll see how it's kind of shaped.
Yeah, sure.
So it's
going
to
the barrel.
Right, and it's going to self-center without putting anything down your bore.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic because
Yeah, so
it's a strong magnet. And I noticed I kept moving it around. I was like, well, it seems to be centered. It's centered close enough.
Yeah, no, it centers up perfectly.
So how much? What do people looking for on a price on this? Do you have?
This one's going to be $249.99.
$249. So if you're a gunsmith or you have a group of guys that want to go in together, I mean, because a lot of people won't mount many scopes in their lives. Not like me, where I will use this thing all the time.
Yeah, I will use it all the time.
Yes,
myself.
you and I will use this all the time. But if you got a group of guys and you all want to go into it, everybody puts in a little bit, and they're like, "Hey, I need the tool this weekend. Hey, I need it," and that's a great way.
Yeah.
Because for some people that may be too much technology and too much money for the one or two that they do every once in a while. But if you're doing a bunch, if you're constantly switching things out, you got a group of guys, that's a great tool.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's been really impressed when they come by the booth as we show them like how simple it is to just kind of transfer it over and how quick it is.
Oh my gosh.
And the precision you have. And to be able to do it off, like you said, you're leveling off the reticle. You're not, you've had those scope caps before that are rounded.
Yeah,
you can't put anything on there.
And even the turrets, you take the caps off, and the turrets don't have a great spot to get level on. And you can't guarantee, just so you guys know this, I don't know how many of you all know it, you can't guarantee that your crosshairs are level to the turrets inside the scope because there could be movement. They put all those things together, and, I mean, no matter what your quality is, you can't count on it to be perfect every time.
Yeah. So if you want the highest degree of accuracy, this is the system you'd go with.
How do I turn this thing off? Because it's bothering me.
Oh, you just hold down the button.
Okay, press it and hold it.
Yeah.
So this is rechargeable also, USB-C.
On both units, yeah, they're both internal batteries, so no batteries to switch out. You just charge it.
And on the reflective target, it says "Do not shoot." No kidding. So what did I do right and what did I do wrong with this?
I think you did a pretty good job with that one.
So we've got buttons on the back here, right?
Yep.
Is this one going to work because we're charged up and all that to kind of show what we got going on? How do you go ahead and fire it up? So you pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger, get it to kind of wake it up. Yeah.
Benjamin, if you can try to get some of that, I know there's some reflection on there.
So we're going to. The range is going to be 10 to 65 inch-pounds, and that's going to be the range you're going to be familiar with your original F.A.T range.
That's scope rings all the way to actions and bases.
Right. Yep.
In between there.
Everything. So you're going to, that max button, you might be wondering what you're doing. So
yes, explain the max button, everybody.
Okay. So we just thought, so like you're doing the 18-inch-pound screws, okay?
Right.
Or maybe you got an action screw, you need to pull it back. You want to take everything apart. Well, you just hit the max, and it's going to go straight up to 65 inch-pounds.
So that's what I can use to crank it out. I can get that. Okay, and then I have to hit max again though to shut it off. Correct?
Yes.
Because I remember you telling us that.
So
Benjamin wants to be able to see it.
Okay.
So this is really cool. A tight package. I like that it has lights. It comes with almost all my critical bits. A 1/2 inch. whatever you call that, socket, and a little bit of an extension as well.
Yep.
All really cool stuff from Wheeler. Is there anything else? Go ahead.
I was just going to say on the battery, it's a 12-volt lithium-ion battery.
I showed them that it has a USB-C on it, right?
Right, yeah, but it also has a charge indicator.
Oh, I like that.
So you can always see where we've been running this thing, and it's been lasting.
He's got everything down. Keep going.
2 hours continuous runtime.
Really?
On the battery.
And it comes with a cord and a block?
Right, yes.
Which is a big deal because you always get a cord. You never get a charging block. So you're always running around your house like, I need a cube. We're going to throw that right in there. Is there anything – that's what I was going to ask you, and you just added more. But is there anything else you want to tell people about this or Wheeler Tools in proper?
We are going to offer a spare battery with this as well.
Oh, really?
Yep. So if you want to always have an extra one in the case, you're going to
what are we looking at here for MSRP?
$219.99.
Okay, very good.
Spare battery would be $49.99. Both items will be available this summer.
I don't see myself needing an extra battery, but I see myself forgetting to charge it and therefore needing other battery that's charged.
Yep.
Because when I'm going to use it, I want to use it now.
Right.
What about Wheeler Tools? Where are you guys at? You guys out of Missouri, right?
Oh, yeah, we're out of Columbia,
I know
Missouri.
that, but they don't know.
Oh, yeah,
remember.
we're out of Columbia, Missouri. Yeah.
You guys are right here in America. You're doing great things out of Columbia, and you manage.
We're in a much more humid climate than we are out here.
Oh my gosh! You manage a couple different brands too, right?
Yeah, we have. I also do Lockdown. And Tipton gun vices.
And Tipton. And you saw me using that on camera. We got another one down there on the floor. It's the one that you can adjust and move the gun around, and that's why I was able to get the gun level perfectly because it's easy. I just loosen it up and I work it around.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are doing great things. More innovation from Wheeler Tools. We're closing out SHOT Show 2025 here as we go on. Today is our last day, and I want to thank Jared Hunter, for coming out and bringing us his new stuff and giving me a little more information so when I go back, I'll be able to use this stuff better.
All right. Thanks for having me.
For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can also watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.